the number 5 seed, and Lee Cheuk Yiu, the number 13 seed. An all-seeded clash. Both these men looking to go deep into the tournament. Of course, winning a medal will certainly be on their target list. We see their bottom half in action. The winner of this Hong Kong, China, Indonesia match will take on either Vitidsan or Farhan in the quarterfinals, with the likes of Anders Antonsen, of course, waiting in the semis. Wow, this is a tough bottom half of the draw, isn't it? Jonatan Christie, one of the dark horses, but with a draw like that, it's going to be an even bigger ask for the 27-year-old. As we see Lee Cheuk Yiu, the 28-year-old from Hong Kong, China, lead the way. He's always been a serious threat in men's singles. One to create an upset on his best days. Hasn't quite lived up to the potential that he had back in 2019 when he won the Hong Kong Open at a very young age. Hasn't quite gotten back to those levels yet, but is that kind of player who will take down even the biggest names on any given day. You see the head-to-head, Jonatan Christie leads 7-3, but their last meeting went Lee Cheuk Yiu's way.
Receive. Okay, good luck.
As we see the coin toss, Lee Cheuk Yiu wins it, chooses the far end, which has been a familiar choice, and it'll be Jonatan Christie who's opted to receive, so Lee will serve. So 3-7 or 7-3 head-to-head at the Indonesia Open this year in the second round. Lee Cheuk Yiu won 12-21, 21-12, 21-10. Christie won last year the Arctic Open when he was having a really good spell on tour. He won that in straight games, 21-5, 21-12. Christie won 4 of the last 5 of their encounters. You see there now, 29 years old. Lee Cheuk Yiu ranked 13 in the world, which is his best ranking, got there in January this year. The win-loss record of 13-13 in 2025, so just 50% matches won. But look at that, 3 consecutive round 3 exits at the World Championship. He's 0-3 in the third round. This is his 5th World Championship appearance, with the debut in 2019 where he lost in the second round. Beat Gustav Björkle, straight games in the first round. Fabian Roth was tight in that second game. They were playing out there on court 3, and that was a tight second game. He came through 23-21 against a German. But it's been straight games wins so far for Lee Cheuk Yiu. Jonatan Christie, 27 years of age, from Jakarta, now world number 5. It's gone up as high as 2. That was in 2023 January. Win-loss record of 17-9, 65% matches won. Now in the third round of the World Championships, he's 2-zip. So every time he's reached the third round, he's won it. It's just that last year he got knocked out in the first round, and so it was the case in 2021. But in 2022, he beat Wang Tzu Wei in the third round in the straight games. In 2019, he beat Janno Jorgensen in the third round in straight games. Last year, of course, he lost to Li Zijia. Look at that, beating Matthias Kiklitz, straight games, 15-5. Quick work with that. And then Dvichayo of Azerbaijan was a fast start, but got close in the second game. He came through in straights nonetheless. Michael Putz will be the umpire for this match. And in the service judges chair, it's Kamasha Robertson Martins of Belgium. And Bobby, I mean, even though Jonatan Christie should win this, I mean, it's one of those matches where you really don't know which way it'll go, given the form both these players have had and given the quality that both these players have had.
Yeah, I think the form is perhaps the key thing right now. Neither of them looking completely sort of, well, anywhere near dominant, but even consistent on the World Tour of late. Lee Cheuk Yiu's been up at it's his highest ranking, but only just, and he's been up hovering around that sort of area, 13, 14, 15 in the world for such a long time. He's actually been between
ladies and gentlemen,
10 and 20 in the world rankings for about 6 years.
On my right,
Christie, however, has been a top 10 player for the same period. January 2019, he snuck into the top 10 in the world rankings and hasn't left. So he's a very
Jonatan Christie,
consistent performer generally when he's injury-free and when things are going well. I suspect there might have been some kind of physical issue with Christie on their last meeting. I can't quite remember. The one that Cheuk Yiu came out on top, it was a tough match that went the distance, and their sort of 5 previous meetings were all Christie, and most of those were in straight games. Certainly the 3 beforehand were all in straight games. Yeah, Christie's the favourite here, but on his day, Cheuk Yiu is capable of an upset, so it will be a tough test for Christie.
Service over, 1-all. Service over, 2-1.
His personal life, of course, of late has been more of a priority to Christie. In May, announcing his departure from the Indonesian national team and wanting the needs to be more flexible around his family, his new responsibilities as a parent, to be more flexible in training.
He wanted to pick and choose his tournaments and his attendance, and so that he could find that work-life balance.
That's right, and naturally that's going to have some impact, whether it's positive or negative, but it will make differences to a player, and it might be that, and I think his very first tournament as an independent did really well. But as things move on, and you can only imagine the
3-all.
intensity or perhaps number of hours in training will be a little bit less, because when you're picking and choosing and having family responsibilities, you know, when you're 20 years old and before all of that happens in your life, you just sort of turn up and do as you're told. And
yeah, but that's the thing, you take so much for granted when you're a part of the national setup, right? Because everything is done for you. You just have to turn up.
Yeah.
You don't worry about who's going to book your tickets, who's going to...
Just turn up and work hard.
Yeah.
That's the thing. And certainly the Indonesian singles players, knowing Erwin Shire as I do relatively well, and I know he's working with Sindhu now for most of this year, but spent such a long time training Jonatan Christie, Anthony Ginting and those guys. And I've seen firsthand what they go through in training. I've seen,
Service over.
I think it was Ginting with the gas and air bottles of the medics laying down on the side of the court after a heavy training session. You know, that's the level that these guys go through. And now he's picking and choosing, and he's got his own responsibilities, and perhaps at that age might not be spending as much time.
The priorities change, of course.
Yeah.
That's another great krill from Christie.
But mentally, you might be much happier, and therefore that can have an impact on your game as well.
Yeah. The backhand kill from Christie. To stay ahead in this early stages of the opening game. One long. Well, the big breakthrough for Christie, of course, came at All England last year. That was a major title that he's always wanted. Hasn't been able to find that kind of success at the World Championships. Still one of those players who's, you know, again, always in contention, but hasn't been able to really medal yet in the tournament.
Yeah, he's got some good results in Asia, the championships and the games, but like you say, that's all Indonesian, All England final that year was a really good week for both Christie and Ginting.
Made his debut at the World Champs in 2018. Jonatan Christie, this is his 5th one. Lost in the first round on his debut to Darren Liu from Malaysia. But then 2 quarterfinals, 2019, 2022. And then last edition, of course, lost in the first round to Lee Zijia, famously. But yeah, the quarterfinals is, I'm sure, something that he wants to now go one up, semifinals, get a bronze medal. You know, it's one of those things that just
7-5
is almost expected of someone of Christie's ability.
Yeah, I think there is I think you're right, there is a big expectation on him. And it's tough these days, you know, the quality of those around him, like very much like Yamaguchi and who we described might be the competition for this week.
5.
Yes, Li Shifeng, who's 1 place above him in the rankings, is out of the picture now, but Cheuk Yiu and Vititsan and Anders Antonsen all looking pretty strong.
And he's got Vititsan and Anders Antonsen in his half of the draw. That's the other thing, right?
I was really pleased for Antonsen during your introduction, because I think you said something like waiting in the semi-final. I thought, I don't think Anders Antonsen knew he was already in the semi-final, which of course he's not. He's got a bit of work to do before he gets there, and hopefully for Denmark he gets there. But yeah, it's a tough side of the draw. I also think Alvi Farhan might have something to say about Kunlavut progressing, because he's looking very impressive lately, and this week in particular too. He's got Vititsan later on this court at the beginning of session 2.
Wait for the challenge.
Dari 6 poin dia belum ada matiin lu ya. Yakin aja.
Wang Chunhan's been handed the big task of trying to get Hong Kong badminton
Challenge unsuccessful.
back up to its best.
1 challenge
As we
remaining.
see, the challenge was unsuccessful. It was indeed in, it got the light. But,
Play.
you know, with Ankalong Angus, obviously now in the much later stages of his career,
Service
it's all
over.
on Lee Cheuk Yiu.
9.
The expectation, the anticipation, and I feel like that's been a lot for him to handle. Lee Cheuk Yiu. In fact, you'd say that Ankalong Angus is still getting some solid results in.
Yeah, absolutely. Impressive for a man that's not getting any younger.
Yeah. I remember when it was also Victor Wong was in the mix. So they had a nice little period of Victor and Angus for Hong Kong men's singles.
9.
But since then, they've not been able to enjoy the same kind of success. And that's one of Wang Chunhan's tasks, is to get men's singles back up and running for Hong Kong, China. Among other things, as head coach. As we see another lovely cross-court.
Service over. 10-8.
Push from Christie. Smash, round the head smash, actually. And 2-point advantage. Just trying to stay ahead as the mid-game break approaches. Yeah, he does stay ahead. 3 ahead to be exact at the mid-game break. Jonatan Christie going about his business. There's a 3-point lead halfway through this opening game.
Dia dapat poin berapa?
9 minutes played.
Karena lu mati sendiri kan. Itu aja. Selama 7 pukulan ke atas, 10 pukulan ke atas, walaupun dia dapat poin, itu udah oke. Seenggaknya ada energi yang keluar. Jangan yang gampang mati, gampang mati. Nggak apa-apa, mati sekali nggak apa-apa. Tapi at least dia ada energi yang keluar. Udah bener. Sama kalau udah nerima smash nih, lu kan panjang kan. Nah itu jangan buru-buru mau maju ke depan. Dia nunggu. Jadi lu lewat. Itu aja jaga.
20 seconds.
Tinggi nggak apa-apa. Defend lagi. Yakin.
20 seconds.
Satu mahal. Fokus lagi ya.
sets are back on court, and it's Jonatan Christie who's up 11-8.
11-8.
At the break. He went on a
Play.
2-point run right at the end to ensure it went his way. But it's been pretty close.
Service over.
I think both players just trying to slowly find their way through this match, understand their opponents, and of course for Cheuk Yiu, first time out on court too.
Yeah, and I think the conditions are a little bit different inside the arena today. A bit of rain overnight and this morning, and it definitely feels a bit cooler. I think that will have an impact on doors open and closed around the arena, and also the aircon levels. And so, yeah, getting a feel in the early stages of a match for the conditions on court is a big thing for these guys. Nice shot. Out of nowhere.
Service over. 12.
Cheuk Yiu just
9.
a little bit slow to react there. In fact, he barely moved towards that.
Nice turn off his racket as well from Christie. So 12-9 now. I just remember against Matthias Kiklitz in the first round, he played on court 2, Christie, and it just again,
10,
slow start.
12.
Was the first match of the tournament. Again, adjusting and adapting, but then once he found his rhythm, he made short work of his opponent, went through it very quickly. And, you know, looks confident, looks pretty happy with his the way his game played out in the end.
Yeah, I thought there'd be a challenge here.
Jonatan Christie challenges.
Looks like it was on, might have clipped the line.
Yeah, might have just clipped the outside. Yeah, I saw bits of that against Kiklitz. It was a bit of a slow start, but he certainly took control of the match. I think Cheuk Yiu has got on the line. Great challenge.
Correction.
Cheuk Yiu's got attacking options that perhaps the likes of Kiklitz
10.
don't have and can be a threat. I think
Play.
if Christie can control the sort of basic game, the neutral game, keep a good length and good shot quality, he's got a very all-round.
Yeah.
That was a bit wayward, that block.
Service over.
But normally he's solid in defence, Christie. He covers the court well. He's so strong in the body. Yeah, just looked a little slow to react there.
I missed that.
Service over. 14.
Fist bump up from Christie.
11.
Also 5th World Championship appearance for the Hong Kong China player. Made its debut 2019, lost in the second round. Last 3 have been third round exits, as we saw in the records earlier. 2021, he lost to Antonsen 9 and 11. 2022, lost to Cho Chin Chin in 3.
11.
It was a close game. And then last year, losing to Naruoka 11 and 4 in the third round. He's had some tough opponents. And, this year, of course, Christie standing in the way.
Service over. 12, 15.
Yeah. Lovely. Nice placement.
Just keeping with Christie with the
15.
scoreboard. That 3-point gap he had hasn't gone away since the break, and this is a big important part of this opening game.
Service over. 16-13.
Yeah, he's absorbing the pressure and the attack well, Cheuk Yiu.
Service over.
Yeah, his defense is looking quite solid, isn't it?
16.
Christie's...
But you also feel like the smashes that Christie was trying to put in, not quite as steep.
No, I was just about to say, he's fairly orthodox in his attacking, Christie, for the most part. There's been the odd shot of variation, but it's these little errors he's been making that as the worry at the moment. He's missed that right-hand side line, either with the lift or the net shot on 3 or 4 occasions.
1 point game now.
Yes, nice little deception from Cheuk Yiu. That's a better rally.
16 all.
Oh, his level scores here, Cheuk Yiu. The first time since 4 all in this opening game.
Oh, yeah, look how late Christie was after that deception. The lift was then short, and Cheuk Yiu finishes nicely. We don't see that type of creativity from Christie all that often. He's a very orthodox player, textbook. That's better. He's found the line this time. He's tried 3 or 4 times.
17.
Cheuk Yiu kind of looks back at his bench in a bit of, like he couldn't believe it. What was that?
Service over.
He's really
17
having a go at this.
all.
By that I mean he's playing a slightly higher risk game, certainly than Christie is. Had to be close to the line to get success there, and it was. Those little deceptions as well. It's brave from Cheuk Yiu, and it's paying off.
Service over. 18-17.
Well, he's staying ahead. That's what matters. Just managing to always stay ahead of his opponent. He hadn't given up the lead really since 4 all. Jonatan Christie. I think that'll be important in what feels like your opponent really trying to close in, trying to put that pressure.
Yeah, he is. Cheuk Yiu is trying to put that extra bit of pressure on Christie, and you can't argue that it's not working. I mean, he's managed to keep step for step.
19.
Christie, yes, has been ahead by a couple
17.
of points since it was 4 all, and Cheuk Yiu just hasn't gone away, really. This is massive, this point. Good quality from Christie, but it's a good defense. It's gone long.
Cheuk Yiu challenges called
and
out.
Cheuk Yiu understandably challenging that.
Yeah, that had that have been in, it would have been very difficult for Christie to get back. He was all at sea with his positioning, and it would have been a huge turnaround.
Challenge unsuccessful.
It is out indeed.
1 challenge remaining.
we figured. But
20.
3 game points now for Jonatan
Game
Christie.
point, 17.
2017, again, has that advantage when
Play.
it matters. Makes it count, Christie.
A little bit short. Big smash from Cheuk Yiu.
It's well defended by Christie as well.
Wow, what a wonderful net shot.
Service over.
Oh, he has to take his chances, doesn't he?
18,
He has to take some
20.
risks here.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. He's got to. And this position, because that's what's been effective for him to get close to Christie and win points. Christie's being, in the main, very conservative, disciplined. It's just enough. But it's not a dominant performance. He's not blowing Cheuk Yiu off court.
20.
Without being disrespectful, it's nothing special. There's been a few errors from Christie as well, and a couple of nice moments, but probably 1 or 2 more errors than there have been special shots or extra level shots, whereas Cheuk Yiu is really trying to play with a bit more risk.
Well, he saved 2 game points. Oh, that was a big yell at the end of that point. I mean, look how much it mattered to Christie, because he knew it was getting a little too close for comfort. He saved 2 game points, and it was looking a little bit dicey. But he's come through, 21-19.
Yeah, he's done the basics well in the main. He's getting a good length. He's been solid in defence. It's been enough. It's not been a special performance so far, but it's been good enough. And credit to Christie for not needing to take those risks or play at a higher level to get the job done so far.
而家呢度切法係咪？你住一個0246嘅就係咪？佢一嚟呢度，佢因為佢呢度頂峰嘛。過翻嚟呢邊。佢唔係啊，佢呢粒啊，佢呢一粒啊，硬波嗰粒啊。啊，頭先佢唔會咁出嘅，但係而家呢度咧，佢會咁出呢一邊。跟住超翻過去。啊，跟住就超翻過去。對啊。所以還是一樣啊，這個風有吹一邊，還會打這邊過來，這個就。還有就是你接發的時候，他一塊去攔去對角，他說。攔嘛，我給他高給他。你不要跟他打。嗰個他要上來，對，他就一動你啦嘛。有一樣嘢係，因為而家即係出場效果係好好嘅，但係要注意佢一下仔加速上力撳身體。撳身啊！啊，所以稍微注意下呢啲。這個是怎麼樣放棄啊？頭腦。Lebih disiplin, ya. Kalau buru-buru, dia lebih enak. Nanti dia dapat poin juga ada energi yang keluar. Selama itu panjang, lebar, udah aman, ya. Tapi anginnya agak ke sini kan. Perhatiin lagi. Sana juga. Berarti apa? Main antara aja.
Court 2, 20 seconds.
Yakin.
Court 2,
ya. Saya.
20 seconds.
Respecter ce territoire et retrouver ce rythme en 5 pour remporter ce double dame sur numéro 4. Kim Yeong, Cheuk Yiu.
So both players have returned to the court after a 2-minute interval between games. About to
Second
get
game.
game 2 underway. Jonatan Christie
Level.
edging Cheuk Yiu 21-19 in the opening game.
Play.
Looking to make the quarterfinal once more. He's made it twice before at the World Championships. Looking for his 3rd one.
Love.
Cheuk Yiu almost had him, almost pushed him. Question then is, what is the advice that Cheuk Yiu probably got in that game to make sure that he comes out and pushes this into 3?
Yeah, it's a good question. It's hard, obviously with a language barrier, I'm not sure what was discussed, but
2.
What did you see, for example?
His higher risk taking actually paid off for the most part. Now, this might go one of 2 ways for Christie. He's either going to continue the game plan, stay solid, be conservative. He's not taking a lot of risks necessarily. He got the job done, but there must have been some worrying moments towards the end. Cheuk Yiu might try even harder, try and be even more creative and play with even higher risk. If they come off, great. It'll make it close, and then Christie will have to change something to combat that. However, it might be an effort wasted. It might be that Cheuk Yiu takes a higher risk and then makes errors and mistakes, in which case Christie can just relax and keep that solid game plan. It might also be that Christie will feel a sense of relief from winning the first and just play with a little bit more freedom here. He looks a bit tense, a bit nervous, like it's playing within himself.
Well, it's him and Alwi Farhan left in the draw from Indonesia's men's singles. Ginting, of course, losing against Tuma Popov Jr. in a very, very good match, but Ginting out early. Christie, the highest Indonesian seed. You know, Alwi Farhan's got a tough match against Vititsan coming up as well. So, you know, I can understand why he's a bit tense when he steps onto the court.
Yeah, it's like he's got a lot to protect. He's expected to get through. And the last two rallies, we've just seen Cheuk Yiu actually turning it on a bit more, playing with a little bit more creativity and trying higher risk shots. And actually, that previous one didn't come off. It's a real, you know, because these guys have both got the ability to kind of do whatever they like to some extent and try things, but it's all about risk-taking. Christie, for me, doesn't look to be taking many risks, and he's still getting the job done, and that's great. It means he can be in a bit more of a comfort zone. And the pressure is now with Cheuk Yiu, who has to force something to happen.
Service over, 4-3.
Yeah.
5-3.
Being left open there when he turned his back to Christie. Play the backhand clear, and well, Christie taking full advantage. And talk about Cheuk Yiu.
6-3.
Last tournament was a Macau Open, where surprisingly he fell in the second round to Manipali in 3 games, 21-19, 14, 21-20, 22. Best finish this year was the final of the India Open, of course, where he lost to Axelsen in straights. But it's that one of the things that is, I think, held Cheuk Yiu back is that when he first sort of broke out onto the badminton circuit in 2019, winning Hong Kong Open, his home tournament, he won it. And then just never seen him hit that peak again. Yes, COVID didn't help. Probably broke his rhythm completely with the timing. Just haven't seen it. Let's apologize straight away.
Yeah. Brushed that over without faulting. That's impressive from Christie.
Yeah, look at that.
Amazing. Let's take a close-up look at this. Yeah. Oh, that was a fault. He hit that over the net, over his opponent's side of the net, in fact. I mean, such a quick reaction. It's very difficult for umpire and service judge to catch. Yeah. And that's where, in my opinion, we could do with an extra level of adjudication here. You know,
like a VAR system.
Yeah, exactly like football has the VAR. This even if it's just around the net. There was a time when before VAR in football, they introduced goal cams, just to look down on the line from the crossbar to see if the ball had crossed or not. Because why not? It's very difficult for anybody on the pitch to really know. In badminton, how often do we get that, where there's a shot tight to the net and you know a proper high-quality slow-motion replay even? Because that's
like a net line technology where you can just see if it's...
The other thing is, I mean, I'm convinced he made a fault there, Christie.
Okay.
I might be wrong. We need angles. We need slower replays. We need the net cam to really show us exactly in very slow motion and freeze frame it to show where he struck the shuttle. And you know, that should be Christie's Lee Cheuk Yiu's point, in my opinion.
Service over.
So he'd gain 1,
9.
Christie would lose 1,
5.
and the score would be 2 points different, not 4 points different.
Yeah.
And that makes that's huge.
It makes a huge difference.
That's massive.
Yeah.
We had one the other day on Lakshya Sen's match. In the end, it didn't matter, fortunately, for his opponent. But Lakshya Sen half-volleyed the shuttle.
Yeah.
It bounced before he hit the racket, and nobody picked up on it. We saw it on the replay instantly.
10.
And you cannot expect the players to be honest about it. It's unfair, because there's so much going on, the pressured situation. It's up to the court officials and the judges and the umpire to be able to have an ability to pick up on that. And yes, we would all like to see honesty, because the player knew. Lakshya Sen knew.
Yeah.
You
Service
know as a
over.
player when it's hit the floor first and you stripped it over.
10.
So I can almost guarantee he knew what had happened, but he didn't say, hey, look, that was a fault. You know, it's his point.
Yeah.
Because it was, you know, 2018 or something. So you can accept that it's not his job to make that decision, it's somebody else's. And that's where we need, I think, a little bit
help.
more
Yeah.
in the sport, because what was the famous one with Victor Axelsen?
7.
I think that was against Christie.
With Ginting.
Or was it Ginting?
It was Ginting. Axelsen and Ginting. I think it was about crossing over to the net, wasn't it?
Yeah, or even hitting the
or
net.
touching the net.
I think so. And
Yeah, I remember that.
Axelsen was furious.
Yeah.
Threw off his headband, went and sat
Yeah,
down,
had a
wouldn't come back
full-
on court,
yeah.
had a full meltdown.
Yeah.
It's not the player's job.
Yeah.
Service over. 11-7. Interval.
Fighting so hard here. Intensity levels still going up. Christie having to work really hard and coming up with a few nice little shots of his own as well. And bringing on to a 4-point lead at the break. And as we said, with that debate around the fault that was possibly there, might have been only a 2-point lead.
20 seconds. Court 2. 20 seconds.
所以你多快点，对啊，更快点，快点更好。
Terrific work. See, that's a different angle again. It looks even different from here now. We need brilliant work from
Netline technology.
brilliant work from our director and the cameraman there to give us that replay. But two of those angles, it looked like a fault.
Yeah.
One of them, it looked like it might have been okay, and that's why, you know, it's got to be somebody's job to get these things right. It's not ours. It's not the players.
Wow.
Thank you.
Sport always looking to
11.
hoping that we develop
7.
the sport, give it all the
Play.
assistance and support it needs to grow. Part of it is, of course, getting the officiating exactly right so that the rules are kept and maintained.
12-7.
Yeah, consistency as well is huge, isn't it? I mean, we see it all around the game in different areas, from the umpires allowing the extended sort of breaks between points, or players that like to walk off court and ask for extra time to towel and drink and mop the floor and all of that. And there seems to be a lack of consistency. Line judging's another one. And we know the sport are looking into it. With AI technology these days, there are developments which might even take human line judges out of the game in the future.
They've done it in
Service
tennis.
over.
Right.
That's what they've done in tennis. That's where it's
30.
going. AI is, you know, developing so fast. But at the moment, we're lucky to have everyone as is
I mean,
around the courts.
I know, I know I'm making a big deal out of this, but imagine it's the final, and imagine it's 19-all, and that happens.
I mean,
you'd feel hard done by, wouldn't you, as the receiver of the person that lost the point there?
Of course.
9-13.
But they seem to have both moved on, the two players. That's the most important thing. There has not been a...
Instantly they moved on, actually, and credit to them for getting on with it.
That is credit to both Lee Cheuk Yiu and Jonatan Christie.
Perhaps Lee Cheuk Yiu, who... The thing is, when you get in that situation, if I'm Lee Cheuk Yiu and I've played a net shot and Christie's pouncing the net and about to kill it, if I stand up there and take a look at it, I might get a face full of shot and it might go in your eye and you might have to retire. I've seen that happen lots of times in matches where, you know, a shuttle in the face, shuttle in the eye is damaging to the point of retirement. So it might be that Lee Cheuk Yiu kind of just closed his eyes, looked away, you know, protected himself, and perhaps didn't notice.
Yeah, highly possible. But I think
Brilliant
now,
smash.
Bobby, back onto the match. It's you know, we were thinking which way this would go, and I think Christie's really sort of opened this up and taken charge, hasn't he?
Yeah, that's a lot more aggressive from Christie, who was very quick to get back behind that lift. Played a good net shot, did exactly the same there. And it's really attacking Lee Cheuk Yiu, who seems to have... he looks like he's accepted his fate a little bit here, Lee Cheuk Yiu.
Yeah, goes for the body shot there. But much more aggressive hitting from Christie in the second game.
17.
Yeah, Lee Cheuk Yiu's sort of fallen off the wagon mentally here.
It's kind of what Miyazaki did against Wardani, we saw earlier on this court. Just became too big a gap, too much in her head. The mistakes started coming thick and fast, and Christie, of course, capitalizing it on it all.
Excellent attacking work from Christie. And from a simple position on court with the net shot earlier in the match, we weren't seeing that aggression from Christie. That you said it earlier on, and compared it to the match he played on day one against Kiklitz, where he seemed to just settle in and feel more comfortable. This is definitely a flowing Jonatan Christie now, because those shots in the first, A, weren't quite as aggressive from Christie, and B, they were coming back from Lee Cheuk Yiu, who seems to have lost the fight a little bit.
Well, he's had 5 in a row now, Christie. He went on a 5-point run early in the second game, and now again, he's just throwing in the smashes all over the court.
Well, look at this net shot from Christie. It was a shot before this to set up that smash.
Yeah.
But he sort of effortlessly came in and played the highest quality net shot to get the short lift. And when things are flowing, when you're in the zone, everything goes right, and everything's going wrong for Lee Cheuk Yiu, unfortunately.
So look at this. So many match points, numerous match points for the world number 5, Jonatan Christie. 29 now. He's really steamrolled Lee Cheuk Yiu in this second game.
And what was the first thing that happened when he got a decent lead? I'm harping on about it, but I feel harsh for Lee Cheuk Yiu, who might have closed the gap at the interval had it not been for that fault that I feel Christie made. And the game has just ran away since that point.
One for Christie, acknowledging the crowd, acknowledging the audience. It was especially lethal in the second half. Christie, just look at that, 8 straight points to close out this match. 21-9. Contrasting opening in first and second game.
Well, that was all Lee Cheuk Yiu sort of doing, because he just sadly gave up after the interval. Started to put up a little fight. Christie was really on it, and Lee Cheuk Yiu decided, I can't compete here, and let Christie run away with it. But for a game and a half, it was very competitive, and yeah, credit to Christie for making it through, and hopefully on to really great things here this week.
So, third quarter-final at the World Championships for Christie. As we move on to our 5th and final match of the morning session, that's women's singles, as a former champion takes on the world number 2, Sindhu versus Wang Ji. welcome back. You're watching live coverage of the TotalEnergies BWF World Championships 2025.